You are sitting in a crowded airport lounge waiting for a delayed flight. You decide to catch up on some sensitive work. You open your laptop and connect to the complimentary wireless network. Instinctively, you angle your device away from the stranger sitting next to you. It is a natural human reflex to protect your physical screen from prying eyes. But what if the person sitting across the room does not need to look over your shoulder? What if they are quietly monitoring your digital activity without ever seeing your physical monitor? There is a persistent rumor that hackers on public networks can literally mirror your screen. They can watch your cursor move and read your documents in real time. This concept creates a profound sense of vulnerability. However, the truth about what cybercriminals can actually see is widely misunderstood. The reality of public network interception is less cinematic, but significantly more dangerous to your personal data. There is a continuous tension between our instinct to hide physical screens and the invisible digital signals we broadcast. To grasp the nature of this threat, we must understand how devices behave outside the safety of our homes. When you connect to a public network at a hotel or transit hub, your laptop or smartphone communicates within a shared, unmonitored environment. We often assume that using a privacy screen protector keeps our work confidential, but the consequences of public connectivity operate entirely outside of human sight. Data traveling between your device and the router is transmitted through the air via radio waves. This includes emails, passwords, and financial inquiries. Because these networks are open, those radio waves wash over every other device in the vicinity. If a malicious actor intercepts this data stream, the effect is silent but devastating. The consequence is not merely someone watching you browse the web, it is the total compromise of your digital identity. The stakes are high. Modern remote workers and travelers often operate under the false assumption that visual privacy equals digital privacy. The question of whether a hacker can literally see your screen requires an understanding of data interception. In a standard scenario on a public network, a cybercriminal cannot view a live video feed of your desktop. They cannot see your background wallpaper or watch your mouse move. But the crucial realization is that they do not need to. This vulnerability relies on a technique known as packet sniffing. When you interact with the internet, your device breaks your actions down into tiny digital envelopes called data packets. On an unsecured network, an attacker using automated software can silently harvest these packets out of thin air. If you communicate with a website lacking modern encryption, the hacker intercepts the raw text. They see the exact usernames you type, the passwords you submit, and the messages you send. They do not see the physical rendering on your screen. Instead, they capture the data that generates the information on your screen. By focusing on the raw data stream, the attacker efficiently extracts what they want, without the technical burden of remote screen mirroring. While passive data interception is the most common threat, there is a hidden risk where the myth of an attacker seeing your actual screen can become reality. This danger is rooted in the local sharing permissions of your operating system. When you connect a computer to a new network, your system typically asks if it is a home, work, or public network. Many users rush to check their email and simply click through these prompts. By incorrectly categorizing a public network as a private home network, you unknowingly instruct your computer to unlock its digital doors. You automatically enable features like network discovery and file sharing. You may even enable remote desktop access protocols. Cybercriminals actively scan public spaces for devices broadcasting these open permissions. If your remote access settings are exposed, a skilled attacker can exploit these vulnerabilities. They can bypass security, drop malicious software, or initiate a remote takeover. In this scenario, the hacker does not just intercept your data. They walk through the front door you accidentally left open. Once inside, they can hijack your session and literally monitor your screen activity in real time. Careless network settings can turn a shared utility into a direct window into your personal life. Understanding packet sniffing and network permissions requires a massive perspective shift in how we handle devices in public. We spend energy worrying about sophisticated hacking scenarios while ignoring the everyday settings on our laptops and phones. The most dangerous vulnerability in a public space is not necessarily the router. It is the permissions your device broadcasts when it connects. We must profoundly reframe our understanding of public wireless networks. We must stop viewing them as a simple, convenient pipe to the internet. We should treat them as a crowded room filled with invisible individuals testing the locks on our digital doors. Connecting to an airport network requires the same defensive mindset as connecting directly to the open internet. The fear of being watched is valid, but our defensive strategy is often misplaced. When we stop worrying exclusively about shielding our physical screens and start locking down internal digital boundaries, we neutralize the mechanisms hackers rely upon. The individual sitting quietly across the airport lounge is highly unlikely to be watching a live broadcast of your laptop screen. However, if you rely on unencrypted websites or leave your local file sharing settings open, they do not need a visual feed to dismantle your digital privacy. The core lesson is clear. You must treat every public network as hostile territory. Always verify that your operating system classifies public networks as guest environments. Disable all file sharing protocols when leaving your house. Never log into sensitive accounts on an unsecured connection. Beyond these basic habits, integrating professional digital protection tools is essential. Operating a high-quality virtual private network scrambles your data packets into an unreadable cipher. Even if an attacker successfully intercepts your transmission, they will see nothing but useless cryptographic noise. By shifting your focus from the physical space around you to the rigorous encryption of your digital footprint, you retain absolute authority over your personal information.